Alright. So mystery to this place holds, shall we?
Look, it's the golden knife. But how to get it?
Well, well, well. I remember in a matter of play with these switches, I remember.
Watson, I need your help.
I have here. Alright. Alright. That's not useful. That certainly is. Alright. No, that's not useful at all. Huh. Okay. Okay. This one? There we go. Ah.
This lamp is not old. The oil is still fresh. Perhaps Sir Rodney passed by here.
No, I do not think so. Remember, he went no further than the catacomb underneath the Frigidarium. The murderer left this lamp.
Well, 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 the golden knife.
The golden knife of Mithras. A long-lost relic has resurfaced. Watson, it is time to conclude this case. Excellent. Now, we should find another way of getting out of here.
Well, I know that one already. Okay. Playable secret. Mode of vengeance. How many of these would have changed? I know. I'll go by what I originally said. Lincoln had the expertise, time and opportunity, and he had the methodology. And a perfect weapon. Yep, I like it. Okay. Okay. So this one? So what did this one unlock? There we go.
This mechanism seems inactive. Most likely the door it controls has already been opened.
Okay. Beautiful. There we go. Happy about that. Gara had a weakness with his meds. Pickens just he wanted the value for the excavation for that, so yeah, vengeance. I believe that, and he had the expertise, so. Device like discovering the old knife credit. The credit was about to be sold. Bentcliffe he had been given opportunity to claim ownership of the discovery. He would not have killed Bentcliffe. Avenging abuse of power and death would be to his financial benefit and allow him to emerge as the luminary in his field. He used an ice made reproduction of the golden knife to kill the Mithras. Blinkhorn knew of Bentcliffe's intention to take all the credit of the discovery. If he devised a cunning plan to eliminate. I don't know. I think he was just jealous. I. Where's the lighters going? The knife and the credit was about to be stolen. If he had been given the opportunity to claim ownership, discover he would not have killed. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't. It was just because it was going so slow with Blinkhorn. Honestly, if as far as I'm concerned, it was going so slow with Blinkhorn that you know that Bentcliffe was brought in as this big, you know, big hoo-ha and the big archaeologist who, top dog, and he again's going through his discoveries, and this guy's like, oh, after all I've done, they're bringing this hot shot, not really jealous. But I think if he'd actually shared it, at the very least, instead of just taking it for himself, that's where he thought about it, and that's where he perceived, like, oh, this guy's gonna take it all for himself after I've done all the hard work. It's like, nah, not having it. But I don't think he would have killed. I don't think it would have killed him if there'd been a mutual discovery. So I know it may sound a little harsh in the sense that I'm absolving, but I think it was just jealousy, and you know he didn't have the opportunity to ask, or was so blinded by jealousy he didn't think about it. So I don't know. I know I'm setting a trend here, but this is this. Well, when I say the, I mean, let's face it, the whole political thing was a criminal. That wasn't any of our business to deal with. Lestrade just couldn't have the local thing when it came to the Riddle on the Rails. That was with the Mexicans versus the Chileans. That was just that's an international case. So I give that an exemption. But for this, I'm going to absolve Blinkhorn. I really am. Yeah. Sounds strange, but I'm going to do that.
Mr. Holmes, what happened?
This.
Is that the golden knife? How?
I also like to dig, you see, Mr. Blinkhorn. One never knows what one might find. Occasionally, remarkable rarities, such as this. The thrill of the discovery, and one's own enhanced reputation. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, are you suggesting that...
I am not suggesting anything. I know. You found the knife. You are an intelligent man. The ghost knife shall remain one of the most ingenious constructions I have seen in my career, I do assure you.
I don't understand.
Yes, you do. I am praising your performance, your perfect murder.
What? Wait, are you accusing me of murder? No, I deny it.
Mr. Blinkhorn, it is no use to deny it. I know the truth. You had no choice, because it was you who found the golden knife, and therefore you had to be the murderer. So Rodney was determined to receive all the credit for the find, when in fact it was your work.
Yep.
He would have crushed you to be sure that you could never tell the truth. But I uphold the truth, and I will tell it.
What do you mean? That you will save me?
What I mean is that you deserve a second chance. I shall be following your career with the keenest interest, Mr. Blinkhorn. Farewell.
His powerful connections dominant would have destroyed Blinkhorn if he tried to assist. He used eyesight Blinkhorn himself. Yeah, I do. It was jealousy and just fear, and the guy didn't even want to look at Blinkhorn. It's like, nah, this is mine. But if he'd only asked him. No, mate, I know a lot of you may be saying, oh, you should be convicting him. I'm seeing from a different light. I accept that. Yep. Hidden Samaritan. Abbey Grange Affair. Okay. I remember this one being a bit of a fiddly one in terms of how you find the evidence, but anyways, we'll see.
No, the game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade. A letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Okay. Hey, Toby.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Okay.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Right.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
Abbey Grange, Marsham, Kent. 3:30 a.m. Dear Mr. Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Okay.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
True.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Do this.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
Oh,
A
jeez.
violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Okay.
Lord George Brackenstall. Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
Right.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Family line.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall. The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Indeed.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Plenty of evidence of obvious abuse. Oh, that's probably just from the attack, but well, no due course. yes, obviously. All the bruises.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Yeah, how about the old bruises?
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Yeah, I get why she would say that.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of
Not
them,
surprised.
the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Your
Okay.
ladyship?
Examine the room first. Family business booming. The Randall gang is back on the street. Less than a fortnight ago, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls, as they are known, made their reappearance by way of a brutal but successful intrusion into one of the wealthiest homes in Sydenham. The police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being kept confidential, including the name of the victim. A witness was able to provide a precise description of all 3 men, and this will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile of this family of delinquents. We will take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band and to provide the full description as it is available at this moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, but being a family of 3, father and his 2 sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s and already grey-haired, while of average height and build. Being a mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control of his sons, both of whom are close in age but very different in appearance. The first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered with a small, disproportionate head. The younger brother, Melvin Randall, is somewhat of a weaker constitution and is as skinny as a rake. The gang is the gang. What the hell? The gang is wanted not only for the frequent thefts and break-ins, but an exceptionally brutal pirate career they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert, and may your valuables stay safe.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Okay. me search this. See if there's. Whoa. What?
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Okay.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Okay. Rock of Gibraltar. That. Adelaide, 1896.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Might as well talk to her.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Okay. And
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
she is not British. That screams a different accent. Aussie, if I'm not mistaken.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Oh, great. Oh, am I supposed to confirm this when I hit? Okay. 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 Nice.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal. Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
I'm going for the inobvious before do all that. Medical report. Dear Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state are of great concern. There are several signs of hepatic dispensation. Oh, sorry, decompensation. Totally forgot what that is, but anyway. The last time we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There is a particular odor from your breath that is common, suffering from liver damage. Oh my god. Then there are the lung abscesses, um, abscesses. Bleh. Can't say these words right now. Good god. That we've discussed. The leg cramps you described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. This includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of an involving cirrhosis. There are also signs of ascites fluid in the peritoneal cavity. Peritoneal, no, peritoneal, no, peritoneal, peritoneal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal and fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I am available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatments. Okay. Right.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before.
Okay.
Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Okay. Right. Acquainted with a sailor? So married, so you surely have to remain at home, and there is the possibility that she or her mate are acquainted with anyone in the country. Let's get some more evidence, but I'm more leaning towards the sailor one.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Okay.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Okay. In God's name is that noise? Aha, piece of rope.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Right.
A fur trader's cabin. A fur trader's cabin. A deer hunt. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. A hunting scene.
Okay.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
They stopped that he saw.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow. That must be the murder weapon.
Okay. Okay.
Barefoot. He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon.
Yeah.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Yep, I agree. One possible. Right, let's go around gathering evidence.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
Okay.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
Alright.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed. Chateau Calon Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
Right.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This
Yeah.
rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Right. Nope, that's not what to do. Okay. Need more info?
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to. These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. A bottle of wine is missing here.
Okay.
This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
True.
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
Let their eyes run something else.
The hunting scene.
Okay. Film analysis. Health. See if I can ask them about the health and all that.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Interesting. Okay, and on that note, we're going to end this here. I'll see you next time. I'm going to talk to the maid. And then we'll go and find Toby and see if he knew some sniffing out. Catch you next time.